Well, can you show me where a computer can do anything original? I think that might help to convince me.
Well, it depends an awful lot on what you mean by original. Would you regard writing a television western as being original?
Now, do I have to answer that? But do you mean to tell me that a computer can really write a play?
Well, we can write pretty good plays.
You were saying that a computer can write a play?
Sure, and I'll show you. I suspect by now you've seen enough of computers in action. So let's just watch the computer print out its play. That's Harrison Morse, who did most of the work on this computer program.
That's as close to magic as anything I've ever seen, Doctor.
Well, you know, it isn't really magic. Let's have Doug Ross, who's on the staff at MIT and who supervised the writing of the program for this play. Let's explain it to us.
We're trying to illustrate some important things about artificial intelligence. Just as a human playwright must obey certain rules in order to have a meaningful and understandable play, one that seems natural for people to actually act out, we must make the computer aware of the same kinds of rules. So what we're trying to show are that intelligent behavior is rule-obeying behavior. We're trying to show what these rules look like, and we're trying to show how a computer can be made to do creative work. The human playwright would know already things that we have to teach the computer by programming. For instance, if the gun is in the hand and the hand is on the robber and the robber is in the corner, the human knows immediately that the gun is also in the corner. But we must make the computer able to keep track of all these things. We have given the computer rules for determining reasonable behavior, and we have also given the computer rules for modifying those rules. For example, we have an inebriation factor, which controls the actions of the robber depending upon how much he has had to drink. The more the robber has to drink, the more inebriated he will become, so that he becomes less and less intelligent in his behavior. Notice that the computer is still being intelligent and not violating physical rules, but the character of the actor is changing as he becomes more and more inebriated. And that is one of the main points that we're trying to show here, is that intelligent behavior is rule-obeying behavior, and there is no black magic about doing these things on machines. It's marvelous to do them on machines, but far from miraculous.
How can I be sure that the computer wrote the script and not the scientist?
Well, you know, if we had written the script and stored it in the machine's memory, it would print out the same play every time.
Doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. As a matter of fact, while the plot is the same, the play it writes is different every time. It's sort of like a mystery story writer. Matter of fact, we've written about 50 plays, and here are several of them the machine has printed out. You know, there are many things the computer doesn't know. And even worse, sometimes the computer just doesn't work.
Well, what happens then?
Well, almost anything. For example,
what happened there?
well, you know, making a program for a computer involves a fair amount of trial and error. What you've just seen was one of the errors.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, now look, if a machine can do all these things today, what's going to happen tomorrow?